Rogers is the place. It's win or stay home for Connor McDavid and these Edmonton Oilers. They are down in a 3-0 deficit to these Florida Panthers. Will McDavid find the back of the net for the first time this series? Not if Big Block Bob has anything to do or say about it. He has been an absolute stone wall, but earlier in the first period, Oilers, they're on the PK. It's an odd man rush. Here we go. Connor Brown taking it, feeding Mattias Janmark in front, who scores. Oilers, they strike first. They've potted 4 goals in the first 3 games of this series, so they need the offense to show up in a big way, and it did, because just a couple minutes later, it's Janmark to Adam Henrique, who chips it in. Oilers extending their lead early, 2-0, and they would need more because the Panthers, they can score, and they did just a couple minutes later. 9 to go in the first period, same score. Vladimir Tarasenko, just a little bit of a tip drill, getting past Stuart Skinner, who this was the one flaw in his game last night. He faced 33 shots. He blocked 32 of them. That was the one that went in. 5 minutes to go. We're still in the first period. 8 minutes to play. Leon Draisaitl, or rather Carter Verhaeghe, blasting one on Stuart Skinner, and that was the block they needed. 5 minutes to go here now in the first period. It's Leon Draisaitl feeding Dylan Holloway, who goes 5-hole on Bobrovsky. 2 points for Draisaitl in this game after having 0 in the first 3 games this series. The Oilers, they've won their last 14 postseason games when they've scored 3 or more goals in the first period. But wait, there's more. Now we're in the second period. Zach Hyman to Connor McDavid, who gets his first goal of this Stanley Cup Final, beating Big Block Bob stick side. So it's 4-1 Oilers. Few minutes later, same score. McDavid dropping a pass to do his defenseman, Darnell Nurse, who gets his first goal of the playoffs. It's 31 assists now in these playoffs for McDavid. That ties Wayne Gretzky, who did it in 1988. He set the mark, and here comes Bobrovsky. He gets pulled after allowing 5 goals on 16 shots. We're in the third period. The Oilers, they're up 6-1. Corey Perry to McDavid to Holloway. 15 Edmonton players registered a point in this game. For McDavid, his 32nd assist, passes the great one for most in a single postseason. The Oilers hang up 8 on the Panthers. There will be a Game 5 Tuesday night, so it's 8 goals and hope. But for Connor McDavid,
it's just one win. That's all it is. Doesn't matter if you score 8 or you score 1. You know, it's just one win, and we got to go to Florida and do a job and you know, drag them back to Alberta.
We haven't lost a game in a while until tonight, so you know, at the end of the day, just back to the drawing board. Like when we win, you know, we learn from it and we put it aside. If we lose, the same thing. I mean, we're in a unbelievable spot right now.
Yeah, they've got good players and they scored, and they will get confidence from that. They'll feel good, right? And then the puck's going to drop. I'm not saying they aren't going to feel good in the next game. I'm just, the puck drops and everything changes then. So we're going to rally. We'll recoup, recover, move forward, get ready. Take 3-1 going home. I'll come up with better answers. It'll be good.
got to rally quick. Game 5 Tuesday. The Oilers' 7-goal margin last night tied for the largest by any team facing elimination in the Stanley Cup Final, putting them right alongside the 1918 Vancouver Millionaires, billionaires in today's money. They also sit just ahead of the 1942 Maple Leafs, who won by 6 goals in Game 5 of that season en route to becoming the only team in NHL history to overcome a 3-0 deficit in the
Well, it's all good in the neighborhood for the Edmonton Oilers. Shania Twain performed outside pregame. And
sequencing style.
She's going around the room post-game high-fiving the Oilers.
Not a bad reward for winning a playoff game in the Stanley Cup Final. That's awesome.
There's no question who's Canada's team now when Shania Twain's in your room and the Edmonton Oilers keep the series alive. Listen, this town was full of doom and gloom. It looked like the potential, real potential for a sweep. And then all of a sudden, Connor McDavid said, hey, you know what? This is the most important game of my career. I'm going to light up and have a 4-point game.
It would have been hard to believe that the Florida Panthers could keep that 5 guys off the score sheet for an entire series. You knew at some point they're going to break out. They did tonight in style. They got this Florida defense separated through the neutral zone. Big gaps all over the ice. Connor McDavid takes advantage of it, and when he gets in this situation here, nobody's going to catch him. Even the great as Barkov is, as fast as he is, he's not going to catch anybody at this with Connor McDavid. That's actually Tkachuk right there. But yeah, this is what the Oilers needed. They got great contributions up and down the lineup there. The big guys came and got on the board tonight, which is going to give them a lot more confidence going into the rest of the series, because there's a lot of pressure on those players for not producing at this point right now.
And I got a power play goal and the much maligned Darnell Nurse. Everybody talks about the plus minus, the big minus. Here's a big plus.
To me, he was their second best player outside of McDavid tonight. Here comes McDavid through the middle of the ice, putting everybody in the McBlender as he always does. Darnell Nurse getting himself up the ice and putting the puck in the back of the net. That was a huge goal. The fifth goal set the tone for the rest of the game. They had everything going on, and this guy's capable of playing like this. They need everybody on this page. Hold on, follow his lead, follow McDavid's lead. They'll be all right.
It's interesting, right? You lose, if you're Florida, you lose one game, and now people, hey, what's with the Panthers power play? Where's Matthew Tkachuk all of a sudden not scoring? So it quickly changes. Ray mentioned in the broadcast, Florida likes the messy game. Edmonton likes the messy game. Florida wants structure, and this was all over the place. What about going forward?
Well, 5-on-5, they got to get back to their game. Be initiators. Don't wait for Edmonton to come out and initiate. You're an initiating team. Initiate right away. And their power play, they got to get it going. But for me, is Edmonton going to get that open ice again in Game 5? This is the first game we've seen in a long time where players were able to fly through the neutral zone. Florida's got to get back to playing that tight style 5-on-5.
Yeah, I thought the speed of the Oilers was really showed tonight, like it did in Game 1 there. They got the Panthers on their heels early, and they are able to take advantage of their opportunities because they are able to stretch. I keep talking about stretching the ice there and opening up that neutral zone. The 9-1 in rush chances by Edmonton tonight, which it goes to show you the Panthers did not play a connected game, gave the Oilers an opportunity to get on the rush through the neutral zone, and that's where they love to play.
Mess, you know they're not going to get 9 rush chances next game.
That might be a tape Paul Maurice says, you know, we're not going to look at that one. We're just going to flush that one.
I would believe so.
We're going to buckle up for the flight. We'll talk to you from South Florida.
Strap up, strap in.